Water is a necessary ingredient for human survival, to say nothing of optimal physical and mental performance. Now, if you're watching this, it means that you are alive, which means that you are at least getting the bare minimum. But are you drinking enough water? For years, we've been told from many sources that we are constantly dehydrated, and that if we want our bodies to work optimally, we need to get our 8 glasses a day. And some people think that 8 glasses actually isn't enough. They go further saying you need 3 or 4 liters. And others say that the timing is crucial. You need to spread out your water drinking over each hour of the day, which, come to think of it, oh no. Okay, I'm not gonna die now. But all jokes aside, do you really need to be drinking 8 glasses of water a day? Or to ask the more general question that you probably have in the back of your mind, how do you really know if you're hydrated? And how do you make sure that you stay hydrated on a daily basis? Well, after far more time than I initially expected spent researching for this video, I hope to answer those questions for you today. Here is everything that you need to know about hydration. Let's start with that common assertion that you need to be drinking 8 glasses of water per day. This idea has been out in the wild for decades, with many believing the original source to be a 1945 notice put out by the Food and Nutrition Board, which recommended that people get about 2.5 liters of water per day. From there, the idea spread and entered the general consciousness, becoming the mantra of many a nutritional food blogger and gym teacher. Unfortunately, what seems to have been left out is the very next sentence in that recommendation. Most of this quantity is contained in prepared foods. This puts quite the damper on the idea that you need to be gulping down 2.5 liters of water every single day. And more importantly, no scientific evidence has come out in defense of that idea in the intervening decades. In 2002, an extensive research review published in the American Journal of Physiology concluded as much. And interestingly, it also noted that this conclusion is supported by published studies showing that caffeinated drinks, and to a lesser extent alcoholic beverages like beer in moderation, may indeed be counted toward the daily total. As that notice from 1945 points out, solid food counts toward the total as well, though the Mayo Clinic states that it's around 20% of the total rather than being most of it. And of course, that amount's gonna vary based on your diet. If you eat lots of fresh vegetables and fruits, which at the end of the day are mostly water, then that total's gonna be a little bit higher. But if you're like me and your breakfast consists of a bowl of nails and 6,000 push-ups, then you're probably gonna be leaning a little bit heavier on the beverages. So if you don't need 8 glasses of water a day, how much do you need? Well, as you might expect, the answer is, it depends. Your body's individual hydration needs vary based on different factors, like age, weight, gender, environmental factors like altitude and temperature, your proximity to certain Dragon Ball Z villains, and of course, your level of physical activity. Luckily, your conscious brain doesn't have to worry about meticulously tracking any of these factors because, as it turns out, your body already has built-in mechanisms for maintaining an optimal fluid balance automatically. For instance, when your body detects that it's a little bit low on fluids, it releases an anti-diuretic hormone called vasopressin, which increases water absorption in the kidneys and returns it back to the bloodstream to restore that balance. When that isn't enough, your body brings the issue to your attention by making you thirsty, to which you're almost certainly going to respond by drinking something if you can. There's no meticulous timing or spreadsheets or measurements or rolling 20-sided die needed, and this makes sense. Until very recently, the human body, and almost all land-dwelling animals for that matter, have had to evolve and adapt in an environment where there was no guaranteed regular access to water. So systems for maintaining a good fluid balance, even in the dry times, were a necessity. So to put things simply, yes, you need water to survive, and you need even more to perform at your peak, but your body will tell you how much and when to drink it. So follow the thirst rule. When your body tells you you're thirsty, go and drink something to quench that thirst. Pretty simple. Now, if you really want to double check your hydration, one easy way to do it is by checking the color of your urine. If it's light yellow, then that means you're hydrated, you're good to go. Solid yellow or dark yellow means you're dehydrated, you should probably drink some water, and blue means you're an escaped government experiment. Now, at least in terms of hydration, the one other thing you need to survive is a healthy balance of electrolytes. What are electrolytes?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
In general terms, an electrolyte is any substance that conducts electricity when mixed with water. But within the human body, electrolytes are essentially rocks, or minerals, that do everything from regulating the function of your nerves and muscles to balancing your blood pressure. They're also essential for hydrating the body. Without them, water would have no way to get into your bloodstream and cells. It would just pass through you like you were a tube slide. A really dead tube slide. Some of the most important electrolytes in your body include sodium, potassium, calcium, adamantium, magnesium, and guess what? That's right, you don't have to meticulously track these either. As long as you're eating enough and you follow a relatively balanced diet that consists of more than just chicken tenders and Tinder rejections, then you get all the electrolytes you need from your normal meals. And this means that even if you exercise regularly, even if you're hitting the gym, even if you're going for runs or fighting bears, you have no need for the supposed electrolyte benefits of sports drinks. Sure, maybe chugging a quart of Brawndo before a workout will make you feel more energetic, but that's mostly due to the buttload of sugar that's in it. And I will remind you that buttload is a technical term. Okay, so now it's time to talk about the exceptions, because there are always exceptions. So here's the thing. For 99% of the people watching this video, the vast majority of my audience, the thirst rule is all you need to follow. And honestly, I probably don't even need to talk about the 0.1%. It's probably gonna kill my YouTube watch time, but I wanna be thorough, so who falls into that 0.1%? First, and most importantly, people with certain types of illnesses are susceptible to dehydration. For a particularly disgusting example, if you have diarrhea, you can start losing a lot of fluid really fast. And other illnesses can cause rapid dehydration as well, which is why hospitals carry oral rehydration solutions that are specifically formulated to rehydrate you as quickly as possible. So if you're sick and you are, for lack of a better term, expelling a lot of fluids, then listen to your doctor when it comes to hydration. Don't listen to me, because while I am from the internet and I have heard that means I cannot tell any lies, I'm not a doctor. The other exception is a very specific group of athletes. Now, as the author Mark Sisson points out in his book, The Primal Blueprint, many athletes who train intensely on a regular basis can often come into training sessions slightly dehydrated, and because they're working so hard, their thirst response can't really keep up, and that can lead to decreased performance. That being said, most athletes tend to drink a lot of water while they're training. It's just something that's been kind of drilled into our heads. So that isn't really the risk here. For a specific group of athletes, for marathoners, for endurance athletes, triathletes, cyclists, people who are out training for a really long period of time, the risk is actually hyponatremia, or water intoxication, which is a dangerous dilution of the sodium concentration in your bloodstream. This is a potentially deadly condition that's caused by overhydration, by drinking too much water, which is something that a lot of endurance athletes, if they're out running for a long time or out on the bike for a long time, can do unconsciously. In fact, an observation of the participants in the 2002 Boston Marathon found that 13% of the runners tested after the race had hyponatremia. Now, I'm not gonna go too far into this because, like I said, 99% of you are not gonna be at risk for this, and it's really only a factor if you're out training for a really long period of time. But if you do wanna learn more about this problem, Tim Nooks' book Waterlogged has lots more information about it, and I'm assured many charts and graphs and data to sink your teeth into. All right, so we have all of our science bases covered, and with that, I wanna move on to one little anecdotal problem that I have observed in my own life, which I'm gonna call flow state dehydration. So we've talked about the thirst rule, but here's the thing. I'm the kind of guy who gets really into the work that I'm doing, like laser focused in the zone, in the flow state. And when I'm researching for a video or I'm editing something, I can work for hours and hours without eating or drinking sometimes. Now, on occasion, I have noticed that this has resulted in mild dehydration. I try to fix that. But more often, when I actually come out of that flow state and I realize that I'm thirsty, I'll typically want to reach for something a little more novel and interesting than plain old water, like coffee or orange juice. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video about coffee and dehydration, I don't think there's a problem with having a single daily cup of coffee or having a morning glass of orange juice, but it becomes a problem when I get ultra focused on my work, I let my discipline slip, and then I go and drink 3 lattes instead of switching to water after the first one. As a result, I've got a single, simple goal for myself every single day. I've got this 27-inch stainless steel water bottle, and once per day, I need to drink this thing in its entirety. That, plus all the coffee and tea and orange juice I drink, keeps me well hydrated and ensures that a lot of that hydration is coming from water. And on a related note, I always make sure that the backpacks I buy have a water bottle holder on the side. Otherwise, I don't really have a good way of bringing my water bottle with me when I go work somewhere, and that again leads to more lattes purchased than necessary. So those couple of little hacks work perfectly for me, but if you do happen to want to track your water intake for some reason, yes, there are water tracking apps out there, but a lot of them adhere to that 8 glasses per day standard, which we've kind of refuted in this video, so I don't really feel the need to link to those. And what I think would be more useful anyway is to use a more general purpose habit tracker like Habitica, which is my favorite, or maybe Momentum, each of which would allow you to also track other goals in your life. But to wrap this up, optimal good hydration can be had by following 3 simple rules. Number 1, the thirst rule. When you're thirsty, drink something hydrating. Number 2, make sure you're eating a balanced diet with plenty of vegetables and fruits and high quality protein sources to ensure your body gets all the electrolytes it needs and you don't turn into that really dead tube slide. And finally, number 3, be vigilant about noticing when you're starting to replace your water consumption with a lot of less healthy drinks, and when that happens, take action to change your habits. That's it, seriously. Now, I will let you be the judge about how smooth this final product came out, but I will tell you the research that went into this video is far more complicated than I had initially anticipated, and there are a lot of sources to this. So if you're curious to learn more, or you want to check out the sources that I used to make this video, I highly recommend checking out the companion article that I've written, which I'll link in the description down below, or you can find in the card on screen right now. Otherwise, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. You can subscribe right there if you want to get notifications of when I publish new videos, and click right there if you want to get a free copy of my book on how to earn better grades. Lastly, you can smash your face into your phone screen right there to get one additional video on this channel. That is probably the most productive way that you can smash your face into something, so definitely do that, and I will see you guys in the next video.